Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Starscream. So, here he is, and yeah, I have the original box somewhere, but actually no, I know where it is. It's in the box in my garage, but as I said in my previous video, I can't get them out. So I have a piece of foam from a watch. Now it's on the floor. So here is Starscream, and this thing is cool. It's a repaint and heavy retool of the Jetfire mold. And I don't own Jetfire because I don't buy two of the same mold, because it's like owning two of the same figure, two of the same toy, so I'm not going to buy Jetfire, but I'll put a picture of its plane mode right here. But this thing is cool. I mean, yes, it has some undercarriage, but the undercarriage is quite nice. It makes it look like an actual jet. It's not like jutting out the bottom like Leader Jetfire. But yeah, this thing is cool. I like it a lot. Detail wise, he does have a lot of nice sculpted detail in this thing. Just zoom in to give you a closer look. Look at all those panel lines and stuff on here. It's just absolutely amazing. They're able to get like all the panel lines and the flaps and the nice paint you got going on here on the tail fins, and even on the back. They have spots for the paint, but they didn't paint it. I mean, I can do that pretty easily, so I'll probably end up doing that. You got nice Decepticon symbols tamper-graphed on the wings. You got the red with the silver stripe going down. Got some more red paint going on here. And yeah, the cockpit is a nice translucent yellow plastic, and it does open. I just don't have any nails. You know what? Oh, come on, cockpit. There we go. Does open to reveal two seats back there and a console at the front with a stick and everything. But yeah, that I love how they did not have to include this, but they did, and I love that. Yeah, it's awesome. On the underside, I mean, there's the entire robot, and there's the faux cockpit, which my friend doesn't want to buy this figure just because of that. And I'm going to tell him why he's wrong in a second. Now, the nose cone is a soft, rubbery plastic. That's the only thing on here that's a soft, rubbery plastic, and that's just so that A, you don't break it, and B, you don't stab your eye out. Which you still will do with this. Like, that doesn't stop anything. But yeah, he does have rolling landing gear. He's got one here, and one here. So, if I zoom out, he can roll if you want to roll your airplanes around. I don't know why you'd want to. But yeah, he's also a very nice size too for a leader. Just moving this down here. Here he is with Skydive. So as you can see, he's a lot bigger than Skydive. A little side-by-side thing there. And yeah, this is what I mean by the undercarriage on Skydive is so bad, but this one actually looks like the undercarriage on a proper plane. Maybe a little bit too much, but they still did a better job with this than they did with this. Then again, this is smaller. Here he is next to a Legend Seeker. And I think that this is a very, very good representation of this shrunken down. Like, I know this mold came out first. Yeah, this one came out first as the Legends class Starscream from the Thrilling 30 line. Then this mold came out, and then they remolded it into this. So I think this came second. So this did a very, very good job at becoming this, just bigger. So you can see he's got all the same cues, like the front is the same, the wings are the same, the tails are the same, the thrusters stick out the back, and so do the feet. And underneath they have the same amount of undercarriage. And also underneath there's an entire robot. So yeah, I think this and this are very, very good together as this being an upscale of this. I think they did an amazing job on that. And here he is next to a Movie Deluxe. And that seems like it's to scale too, which is funny. Bone Crusher here seems like he's into scale with this airplane because this truck is obviously smaller than an airplane. Then when you stick a Camaro next to it, it is definitely not to scale. Yeah, that's not to scale. So, this guy did get hounded. What I mean by that is he's got Age of Extinction Hound syndrome, and he comes with one of these, one of these, one of these, another one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, and if all that wasn't enough, a crown. Like Age of Extinction Hound and Thrilling 30 Roadbuster, he comes with a ton of weapons. They're the same weapons as Jetfire and as Thundercracker and Skywarp when they repainted this figure. So quickly setting this guy off to the side for now, we'll take a look at the actual pieces. So let's take a look at the big gray gun first. Now I wish this thing was painted. I really do wish this thing was painted. I mean, I can do it myself, but I'd rather not have to. But it is very, very much like his Null Rays. And you got some nice molded pipes on the side here. You got some nice molded in detail going all throughout this thing. Underneath, it's all hollow. I mean, what do you expect? Then he comes with these, which are leg-mounted cannons, which I think is funny. But you got some nice vented detail over here. You got a big gaping hole, but I'll show you why that's there in a second. You got a very nice looking barrel here at the front with the laser cannon, and underneath again it's hollow, but there's a reason for that. Next you have these. There are two, well, the previous two cannons I just showed you, there are two of them. And for this one there are two as well. So these are also Null Rays. They're nice. These ones are the better of the two Null Rays in my opinion. It is a lot of nice molded detail. You got what looks like a prong at the end, so he can like just poke you with it, which I think is nice. He does come with a spring-loaded missile launcher, which just fires this gray missile cast in all gray plastic. But yeah, I like this. This one looks cool too. It looks like it has like a handle or something. This looks like a human assault rifle. And it has missiles on it. Has teeny tiny little missiles on it, which is hilarious. And it's not hollow, just because of the gimmick. But yeah, and then he comes with a crown, which is very nicely painted in this metallic gold. I do quite like this thing a lot. My camera will focus on it. There we go. It's a nice metallic gold with a nice red on the crest here. And yeah, it's not thin too. Like you cannot squish this thing, which is nice. And it does fit fingers. So you can be like, oh, I have a ring now. No, I'm kidding. So all these accessories can combine into a massive weapon that's out of focus. Focus. Well, anyway. Well, you can fire the missile. But the base of the combined weapon is this gun here. So what you want to do is you want to take these guns, and the peg at the bottom goes in the ports at the side of this one. So you just plug them in like so. Get it all situated here. You take this gun and peg it into that port there, and fire at your crotch with the missile. Stupid missile. You know what? I'm gonna leave it out for now. It's very hair triggery, so it will fire whenever it wants. And you can take this and you can plug it in there, and then take this and plug it in there, and there you have missile. And there you have this massive, weird looking combined gun. This is stupid and it looks like its own airplane, but yeah, it's stupid. Put that off the side now. Now the crown, Lego piece rolls onto the background. The crown here does not have anywhere to store in airplane mode, which I think kind of sucks, but I understand why, because it's a mold that was made not to store the crown. I do remember though that Jetfire being able to store his extra mask on here. You can't exactly like store this on here. There's no way for you to do that. Though I haven't found one anyways. If you guys have found one, let me know, but I have not been able to find one, so yeah. But yeah, just taking this thing apart. They can all go on Starscream except for this, so we'll take this and chuck it over there. So these leg-mounted cannons, the reason why they're so hollow is because they fit over this whole thing here. So the landing gear will still poke through, which I think is awesome. And I like these weapons, the paint job on these weapons a lot better because they're not, you know, massive things of chrome like the original version, so they're not going to scratch as easily. Well, they won't scratch at all because they're all cast in the plastic. You want to take these ones and peg them into those ports on the wings. The inside ports. There are 2 ports on the wings, so you want to plug them into the inside ports here and here. Then you take the teeny tiny null rays and plug them in on the outsides. The outside ports there. And there. And everything goes into the ports nice and securely, which is awesome. And then this plugs on the front nose cone. And there you have Starscream all armed up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 7 guns. 8. If you want to count the missiles, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is there any more hidden missiles on this guy? No. 11 weapons. And a crown. This looks ridiculous. Get that front cannon off. This looks fine though. This looks cool. Now the landing gear at the front does fold up. The back doesn't though, just for the sake of this gimmick here. So he's fine with or without the landing gear. So yeah. I love how he rolled. I think that's really cool. Ow! Just kicked the chair. Anyways, I guess there's nothing left to do but to get on to the transform. Oh wait. He does have posable air brakes. I know this was unintentional, this is for transformation, but they can be used as posable air brakes, and I love that. I just think that's super cool. Yeah, he does have air brakes, which is awesome. Oh, and he still does have the 2 clips for you can plug Jetfire's giant gun thing on the top if you have Jetfire, but I don't know why you'd want to. But yeah, this figure's nice. I like it. Excuse me. That was weird. Anyways, to transform this guy, the first thing you want to do is take off all the guns. Except for these. You can leave these on for transformation, which I'm going to do. Get all those off the side for now. Let's get on to transformations. The first thing you want to do is fold up the landing gear. Then you want to take the entire cockpit and bring it up. It's on a double hinge. Oh, and what you can do is you can open up the landing gear here. Now he's some weird creature thing. Sorry. You just want to keep it up here like that. Then you want to fold the wing flaps, tail wings. What are these called? I don't even know what those are called. I don't know jets that well. You want to fold them back. Then you want to come under here. Well, first you want to untab these wing flaps here, the air brakes, and then you want to come under here. Take this entire section here and just pull it out like that. Take the head, rotate it around, full 180 degrees. Then what you want to do is you want to move the camera up because he's going to get tall, and so that I have room to do stuff. There we go. Now what you want to do is you want to take the feet and you just want to unpeg them. They just peg in there and unpeg them. They also peg in up here as well. Then you want to take this entire top section here and separate it from the arms and bring it back like that. Now you want to take the arms and separate them from each other. Bring them out just to get them out of the way and bring them down like that. You want to straighten out the legs, swivel them at the thigh swivels, and bring them down. Bring this section up and bring these down and clip them into place. Now you want to take this section here and this little peg will peg into that spot where the leg's pegged into. Just want to bring it down and not peg it in there just yet because you forgot a step. You want to bring this, make sure these wing flaps are up here, bring this back, then peg it in, and that little peg there will peg into his armpit. So you just want to take it and peg it into the side. There we go. Let's do that on both sides here. There you go. Now what you want to do is you want to take the feet and fold them down. They're on a double hinge, so make sure that they're all the way forward. And that's just by bringing them down, then taking the foot, rotating it back, then bringing it up all the way. Now you have Starscream's legs all done. And mine have a problem, which I'll get to later. You just want to fold down the arms, come around here to the back. This back panel is on a double hinge, so you just want to hinge it up like that, and then take the cockpit and just fold it up onto his back. There you have Starscream in his robot mode. And this thing, excuse me, this thing looks cool. I like this. A lot of people don't like this because of that. Again, my friend doesn't like this because of that, but there really doesn't look like a way they could have incorporated the chest being the cockpit. So I'm going okay. They're allowed to cheat this time. So my friend, you and your excuse of them having a fake cockpit, that's why you don't like it, is invalid. So go buy this thing. But this thing is cool looking, has a very nice mean looking silhouette, and it's very Starscream. Some people are bugged by the wings at the top here, but I don't care, they look cool. He has thrusters here which look like you could pretend like they're mortar cannons that just fire stuff up in the air, like Metroplex. He does have the whole Made in Vietnam Hasbro Takara Tomy stamp on here with the numbers there, but that's okay. I mean, it's a toy, they're all gonna have the numbers there. I mean, I'm trying to find a good example here, but everything's in their vehicle mode still. But yeah, just for the quick comparison, here he is with Skydive. And as you can see, he just dwarfs the Deluxes. They seem a little out of focus, but I'm not going to bother fixing that. But yeah, there he is with the Deluxe from Combiner Wars. Here he is next to the Combiner Wars Legends Skywarp, and yeah, again, these things are nearly identical, except for the size. I mean, both of them have wings protruding off the back here. They have the wings sticking out. They have the same sort of null ray cannons. The feet are the same. Well, you can't see this guy's feet. The feet are similar. The legs are similar. The chest design is exactly the same, except this one's silver and this one's red. The arms are designed exactly the same. I mean, the amount the backpack sticks off is even the same. So yeah, I love how they were able to take this and make a bigger version of it, because I really love this thing. It's cool. Anyway, this guy, articulation-wise, the head can rotate on this weird axis here. Rotates right at the front, right at the base of the neck, so not in the middle, which is kind of odd, but that's just due for transformation so that the head fits in the jet mode. He can look up about that far. He cannot look down at all. No neck pivot, just because it's a Masterpiece style joint. Shoulders are on ratchets, and they can only go forward about that far, and they can't go back. They can go out on a friction joint. He does have very stiff upper arm rotation, very loud ratcheted elbows, and what looks like a wrist swivel, but there just isn't one. Nothing at the waist due to the transformation. Hips go that far forward on ratchets. Go back that far. They go out about that much. He does have an upper thigh swivel. Doesn't go all the way, but that's just due to the design, but I don't know why you'd want the leg to go all the way. Ratcheted knee bend about 90 degrees, and the feet can go forward and backwards. They are molded at an angle, so he can have that, excuse me, that A stance going there. And what about all these weapons? Well, they can plug onto him. Now, the way he's packaged is he's packaged like this. These are plugged into his arms. These are plugged into the wings. If you don't drop them. Just like so. This plugs into his hand. And yeah, that's how he is packaged. And I like these as null rays better than these as null rays, because I'll show you right now. The way these are sculpted, they're sculpted to go around the shoulder pads here. Let's just get these off. See how they're sculpted to go around the shoulder pads, which is nice, but it does inhibit elbow articulation. I really do wish they pegged into his biceps, because that's where the null rays always plug in, or they plug in to the side of his biceps. That's where they're supposed to go, that's where they always are, but here they're on his arms. Now he's leaning forward. That's why I don't like using these as the null rays. That's why these go here. And these I like using for null rays, because then you get your elbow articulation. It's very loud. Just plug this back in here. Now the crown has that little peg right there, and there's a hole in his forehead. Basically just pegs into there. Now you have King Starscream. Who disrupts my coronation? That hurt my throat doing. But yeah, this figure looks nice. Doesn't function well though, especially mine, because mine has some cockeyed ratchets. Like this leg is back more than this leg, and they're in the same click. So he doesn't stand very well. I have to like position his feet differently and stuff like that to get him to stand, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, overall this figure is nice. I do like it, and I highly recommend you pick this up if you want a Starscream, because it's a way cheaper alternative than buying a Masterpiece Starscream, trust me. I mean, I'm trying to buy a Masterpiece Soundwave, and that's expensive. So yeah, oh, one more thing I forgot to say, is this how tall he is next to a 6-inch action figure? So he doesn't scale well with 6-inch action figures. And here he is next to a Bionicle. I mean, if you have Bionicles and don't have Transformers, you can see how big they are. So yeah, overall this figure's good. I highly recommend it, and I'd say go pick it up. So yeah, this has been my look at the Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Starscream, and I'm that toy guy, and stay tuned for my next video.